Hello and welcome back. This is a video I didn't plan on making, but I feel like it needed to be talked about. The James Somerton situation. James Somerton is a bread tuber, and if you don't know what that is, they're video essayers, and of a certain ilk. Lindsay Ellis is definitely one of them, and that kind of gives you an idea, and I'm not going to go into the full explanation. If you want a full video on every little bit of plagiarism the man has done, check out H-Bomber Guy's video. I will link that down below and in the comments because it's a fantastic watch, and if you skip to the around the 1 hour 50-minute mark, you'll go into that whole section. It's like half the video, and it's something we've known for a long time. Since this has came to light, James Somerton has deleted his Twitter account, privated his Instagram, and turned off comments on his YouTube channel. I see a lot of flagging of videos coming very soon. It was always interesting because whenever he got called out for plagiarism, and he would always rip off articles by smaller people or lesser known books, and again that video talks about that far deeper than I'm going to go, but somehow he would get called out for it. He would re-upload the video with a credit, or he would basically quote it verbatim. And 95% of a lot of his videos were plagiarized from smaller creators in some form or another. And it's fascinating, but also veers into some territory of narcissism, very obvious baiting, and his Twitter account was all that. I first found out about him via a video where he talked about Rings of Power and how elves are gay, and he openly changed history in so many of his videos and spreads a lot of misinformation on history. Now, I'm going to read out some quotes from Wikituber on James Somerton. On December 2nd, 2023, H-Bomber Guy released a video on the topic of plagiarism on YouTube. A substantial portion of the video focuses on James Somerton's videos and previous accusations of plagiarism. The video contains both historical accusations of plagiarism, as well as evidence gathered by independent research. Shortly after the video release, James hid his social media accounts, disabled comments on his YouTube and community posts. Now, it was always interesting because I feel like looking at his history and his actions on Twitter, not only blatantly a narcissist, but also blatantly just doing this for a thrill and wanting to get something out of it. He intentionally played up, I'm just a small guy on YouTube and I'm just talking about this stuff, when really he was raking in a hell of a lot of money. Far more than many YouTubers and smaller channels, and much more money than the small content creators that he also ripped off. At the moment, last time I checked, he has lost 28, nearly 30,000 subscribers from YouTube in the space of the last 24, 48 hours, give or take. Now, this is again from the Wikituber page. So he describes himself as a proto-socialist and supports the BLM movement. He generally has left-leaning political views, although he has made multiple statements condemning a group he calls straight white women. And this is likely a masking of misogyny, focusing on their race and sexuality to dehumanize the gender aspect and thus making it appear acceptable to him to make statements that would be hateful and bigoted. So, yes, he has a very disturbing relationship with what he calls straight white women on the internet. He very much dehumanizes them, and he very much takes any opinions they have as vile. I mean, this is the thing, I get accused of misogyny a lot for criticizing things, but he is a blatant misogynist. And to dismiss a group just because of gender or sexuality is extremely harmful in any way, shape or form, regardless of where you sit. It also appears that this hatred definitely come out on his Twitter account, where he would often go after this so-called group of straight white women that he hated. Sadly, screenshots of this don't seem to exist, which is very annoying because his Twitter is now doesn't exist. He also has misgendered transgender creators in his videos, and as well as erasing terms. He erases terms such as gay, LGBT, and lesbian, which I find, this also comes from the wiki article, which I find disturbing, because it was very much clearly a game plan. He would take an article, rewrite it, remove words such as gay, lesbian, and so on, and then he would go from there. He also openly harassed the writer of Love, Simon, because he dismissed her as a straight woman writing gay experience, but that's not true, and he openly lied about many things. He also decided to rewrite history, be it representations of Disney and J.R. Tolkien and the Tolkien estate and countless other things. He rewrote history in a level to fit his narrative, which is also extremely disturbing. Wikituber is a fantastic website, by the way. It literally opens. James Somerton is a Canadian marketing expert and YouTuber known for commentary videos on films, books, and movies, especially regarding queer history and characters, hosted on his channel. However, it has been discovered that an alarming amount of his content has been plagiarized and made up, including pseudo-history. And that's the thing. He manipulates the history of events to fit a narrative, and it's disturbing to witness. He also a host of a 1,000 Tiny Tantrums podcast. I don't know what that is. He is people that are. He is a group of people on the internet that it's all about them. It's not about what he's talking about. It's not about his opinion. It's just about him. My personal belief is that he is clearly in it for the adrenaline, but also I think he there is a lot of stuff with him that is, and I don't like this word, I really hate this word with a passion, problematic. But people in this ilk of YouTube, it's not about what he's saying, it's not about anything that he's talking about. It's about him. It's about the attention. He enjoys it, both negative and positive. He can twist attention to get more attention, and very clearly has some issues going on. I mean, it's fascinating to witness, and given what's happened recently, it's not a shock. I was very aware that whenever I dipped into his videos, he always irritated me, so I avoided him. But someone was very kind enough to upload his deleted videos to the internet, and they've been a fun watch. Thank you. I won't name names. Thank you for dropping them into my Google Drive. It's very... For want of a better word, he kind of reminds me a little bit of Chris Chan, but Chris Chan with self-awareness. That is the best way to put it. He is... it's concerning, and this is very common. How many booktube reviews, how many videos are just the same information repeated in real time? How many things happen like that? You always try and name your sources. If I'm quoting an article, I always tell you the article, and that's something I've always made sure of. I even include screenshots of it. I'm going on his social blade right now, and it seems to be getting worse. He lost 1k subscribers on Saturday, 26k on Sunday, and today he's lost 4K. He is losing an amazing amount of subscribers as we speak, and I'm watching it in real time. Social Blade is fantastic, but the number keeps going down whenever I log in. YouTubers, people want from your content authenticity. And I'm a firm believer in that. People want authenticity. They want your opinions. That's it. The problem is, once you break that, it's gone. With him, and I did notice this watching some of his videos, the way that he was very clearly reading, but also the fact that he delivered everything in such a monotone. There was no attempt to hide the fact that he was reading or make it feel natural. He plays this kind of, for want of a better word, small YouTuber who just got lucky card, when really it was clearly marketed. There were other allegations, and these are purely allegations, by the way, that he paid for subscribers. And I don't know if that's true or not, but again, that's very slimy, so let's be honest. It's people like him that give the rest of us a bad name, and it's people like him that just seem to be unable to, I don't even have the word for it. Narcissism and attention seeking on the internet are very unattractive qualities. We see that in the Rings of Power fanbase. We see that in Disney. We see that in Marvel. We see that in everything. It's not uniquely them, but there's very clearly, he was very clearly had a goal, and his Patreon and things like that. The plagiarism is bad, and you have to create content that you believe in. And that's ultimately the thing. So it always makes life quite interesting when people do that. I think BreadTube has a major problem. And I mean that. I think BreadTube as a whole has a major problem, because a lot of the information these channels come out with are the same thing, the same information, the same stuff over and over again, and it's a rinse and repeat. His Patreon has gone down. Literally, his profile is there, but his Patreon's gone down. Okay. I think it will be very interesting, and I think a lot of smaller content creators, whether you're writing essays online, whether you are creating articles, whether you are making videos, and I've been victim of this myself, you have to watch your content, and it's very simple. And it very much comes down to it very much comes down to this kind of, what do they want? What do creators want? Do they want to actually make content? Like I do. That's all I want to do. I just want to make content and talk to you people. That's it. On the other side of it, do they just want the financial reward? And don't get me wrong, I believe you should be making money from your content. But there's very clearly other motivations with him. And it's sad, really, but absolutely vile, nasty little troll on the internet, and I'm going to link to the video that you need to watch and go from there. So, my only interactions with the guy were negative, and my only opinions of the guy are very negative. Narcissism is not something I like in people, and my own opinion of him is that he is a raging narcissist. So, tell me what you think in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys later.